What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another episode here of WILDMAN Lifts. I'm your host, WILDMAN. Now in today's episode, it's hot. This pool is very tempting just to jump in and not work out today. But I'm still going to jump in the pool. It's just going to be after I'm done working out, which is going to be a real treat. I'm actually looking forward to it as much as I'm knocking it, because it's going to be a lot of strongman movements. Circus dumbbell, tire flips, and some sledgehammer strikes. Can't get any more manly or grittier than that. So let's pop into today's workout. Let me show you what I got going on. So for today's giant set on this very hot summer day with the umbrella not quite reaching exactly the shade I was looking for, but still looks better for the YouTube video, I'm going to be doing the circus dumbbell. Just doing it on the right side and then placing it off the tire, deadlifting it up, setting up, and then hitting it for the left arm, which I'll explain later more as to why I'm doing both arms and why some people only use one arm. And then as I'm going up in weight on the circus dumbbell, because it's loadable, I'm also doing the tire flip. That tire weighs 260 pounds total. Just going to be flipping it like this for 3 repetitions. And then I'm going to grab that sledgehammer and I'm going to start smashing my anger out on it on one side and then switching over to the other side. Really works the obliques, but it also gets my shoulder mobility going for the circus dumbbell. And that is going to be the strength giant set for the day. And this is a loadable circus dumbbell from Titan. So it's just kind of nice because I can load small weights in there that fit a standard size barbell. And then I'm able to load it up with even more weight. But the problem is the heavier it gets and I drop it on the tire, it starts to bend because it's a cheap little thing. But still, it gets the job done. I just have to kind of hammer it back out with the tire by dropping it over and over again to get it back even. So because I've been so focused on the deadlift, the road to 500, I've been doing a lot more static gym movements with a standard barbell and such. And that's good. That will definitely build your strength. But I've seen a lot of guys that are powerlifters that only train on a barbell. When they try to do strongman movements such as these, they are very fatigued, they're non-athletic, and they're unable to do little simple tasks such as lifting a single dumbbell overhead. That's actually a skill, involves a lot of technique. Versus like if they're in a seated position and I load them up with equal weight dumbbells, they're able to press them out overhead from the seated position, because that's a whole lot easier to do. When you have to stick an awkward object on the lateral plane, you divide your body in half, left and right. They don't ever train in that style. So then when you ask them to do it, they feel completely thrown off. And even though they could seat press a dumbbell that's heavy, when both dumbbells are equal in weight, it's a lot easier to do. But with a circus dumbbell, because it's working the lateral movement, it's a more of an athletic movement. Now, I'm training to lift both arms the same weight. If I was just to use my dominant hand, which is right, it'd be a whole lot easier. Reason being, in strongman competitions, you can just use one arm. You don't have to do both. But it's not really necessary to get equal on the circus dumbbell with both arms, because it's kind of like throwing a baseball or a football. You wouldn't switch to your offhand to throw a touchdown pass or to throw a fastball in a game situation. But if you can make your left offhand, like mine's the left hand, operable, like you could pitch a football over a scrimmage line like pretending you're going to throw, or you can field a baseball with your left hand, it's going to make you that much more dangerous. So that's why I like to train on both arms, to make sure that I'm even and coherent on both sides. And that is why I'm doing that today. So this is going to be my second to top set, at least on the loadable circus dumbbell. This is a lot easier to lift because it could dig into my arm. So I'm able to lift a lot more. Now with the right arm, no problem. This is something that I know I can lift with the right arm because I have the skill necessary because it's my dominant hand. So this was easy. And I could have even gone up to like 140 pounds if I wanted to. That's not the point, like I said. I want to make sure that I'm even with my left hand before I go up. And I've hit this before with my left hand, this weight with this circus dumbbell before. But today, it just wasn't going up. And I've been having some issues with my left shoulder. And I tried to go for another attempt here, but the longer you're up there, the more your shoulder just gets fatigued. So I end up just putting it down because I still had another set to do. Because I like to lift max weight on that circus dumbbell, but then I like to switch over to this circus dumbbell, which is a monster rogue dumbbell. It's a lot harder to lift. So I figured I would give it another shot on my left. So again, right hand, no problem. I'm so used to lifting with my right hand. That's my dominant hand. Now for the left hand, it's hit or miss with this dumbbell. And I already missed it once on the circus dumbbell, so it was a little iffy to see what was going to happen. But fortunately, with the harder dumbbell to lift, I was able to get it. So I ended up leaving on a positive note. Now for the variation giant set, I was doing 3 rounds, and I was doing the seated military press, which I've been doing a lot lately, either with an axle or with the barbell. Today is going to be with the barbell. Again, this is just a really good shoulder builder, and it absolutely helps with lockout. Lockout is the hardest thing to achieve, obviously, when you're like standing overhead pressing, because you have to use your legs, and it gets up to that military press style, and then you have to have that shoulder lockout strength to hit it overhead. So for my top set today, I was going to do 225 pounds. My shoulders were feeling pretty fatigued and zapped, and I kind of almost lost it on my third rep. It got like weird in my hand. So I kind of had to re-brace a little bit, which probably could have done 6 if that didn't happen, but 5 seemed to be a good number to end on today. So I ended up just doing that. Kept in the same format as the strength giant set, doing the tire flips, because when you do strongman movements like these and other functional movements, it keeps you athletic and your strength carries over into real life applicable moments, such as trying to move a body or something else, and doing the sledgehammer strikes, because everything all together equaled a total workout, and it was awesome. Now for the accessory giant set, I was doing tricep push-ups, mainly because I wanted to finish off my triceps, and since they were already kind of locking out, now I want to make sure I'm doing it in a pushing motion. So tricep push-ups really emphasizes the triceps. Some sided delt raises with that heavy braid band. This is really good for shoulder mobility as well, and face pulls, because you know me and face pulls, always got to do them at the end of every single workout. And I promise you, if you do this, you'll get a less likely chance of getting impingements. That was the total workout for the day. Alrighty, so that's going to conclude it for today's workout. And now it's time to jump in the pool. I'm going to do a little bit more exercises in the pool. I'll show you what that looks like in a minute for the ending credits. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.